Today, we're going to talk about my minimalist filmmaking setup with the original Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. Let's get started. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Cody Scott, and if you're new to this channel, please feel free to consider hitting that like, comment, and subscribe button because it does help grow the reach of this community. So in 2014, Blackmagic came out with the original Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera, and years later, it's still able to compete with some of the more expensive cinema cameras out there on the market. It could do 24 frames per second and 30 frames per second. It does shoot in RAW. It does have 13 stops of dynamic range, and I believe it's 12-bit color depth. So let's get into the setup that I have. I carry around 2 lenses in the camera in this tiny little bag. Now, this camera is special to me because I can take it and just stuff it in my car along with the rest of my gear like the R6 or the Blackmagic 6K camera, and then shoot with this and have a backup if I do need to get something a little bit higher quality. So with this, I have 2 lenses, several batteries, the camera, and the bag. This could go inside of my camera bag that I actually use right at the top. So if I want to pack 2 cameras, I can, and I have everything I need. So right here on the side, I carry 1 lens. Let's see, this is the Lumix 1.7 25mm. And this one's nice because it's really great for shooting interviews. So if you want to do any interview, like speaking segment stuff, this focal length will be perfect for you. And this was just a couple $100. That's the beautiful part about shooting on a micro four thirds camera, is that the lenses are more affordable and they're still high quality. So on the other side, I just have the lens hood. I don't really use it, but I keep it there just in case I need to. Now, when you open up the bag, there's the camera, there's the batteries, and I mean, that it couldn't get easier than that. So I do have a custom battery pouch that I made for the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera original, and inside of it I have my business card and 3 batteries that fit in there perfectly. These are 3 Nikon batteries that are used for this camera, and those all sit in there perfectly, just like that. You can put your SD cards right up here at the front. There is another little pouch that you can use, and then a business card in case you lose it or drop it or something like that. But this thing is absolutely amazing. 3 batteries, more than enough. My favorite lens of all time with this camera. This is the 15mm lens. It's made by Leica, so it's super high quality. And on the front of this lens, I have a circular polarizer and a Tiffin Black Pro Mist 1.8, which means I can get that beautiful highlight roll off out of this camera, and I absolutely love it. Now, it is a 46mm thread, so you do have to find the right one. It is a tiny little thing, and you can see what that does if you turn it. So this does help you lower the exposure with this camera when you're shooting outside, which is definitely needed because you don't want to crank your aperture. You do want to keep it around a 2.8 or 3.5. So I got the Pro Mist and I have the polarizer. I don't shoot with them at the same time. I do typically pick one or the other, but if I do get in really bright situations, I do have to stack them. There is a aperture ring here, which is great. But when you're using the camera, you don't really need this because it does it digitally. Manual and autofocus. And this is the Leica 15mm. It's about $700, I believe, for this lens. But I wanted to get a really high quality lens to support the raw functions of this camera. Next up is the camera itself. There is a cage around it. Now, I actually am manufacturing my own Blackmagic cage because I think this one's a little rough. And essentially it's a custom bottom that adds all the way to the bottom of the camera instead of all around it, because I love holding the sides of the camera, but I need the weight. So I've redistributed and manufactured a cage that goes on the bottom of the camera that redistributes all the weight. I ended up using titanium, so it's heavier but thin, so we keep that slim profile. Again, that's in the works. If you guys want to pick up one of those cages or the custom battery pouch, just let me know, and I'll have to start mass producing them. But essentially, this is the camera. This is my Blackmagic original camera. It's got a really nice micro four thirds sensor, and I typically keep my 15mm hanging out on there. And this is my minimalist filmmaking setup. Now, when I'm done with this camera, shooting with this camera, it fits right back in the bag with the lens and with the battery pouch right there on top. close the bag, and you're good to go. That's it. And this is my minimalist filmmaking setup. I have 2 lenses, a 15mm and a 25mm. I do the upscaling and post-production that sharpens the 4K and cleans up the image. I did make a video about that. If you guys want to check the video out, link in the description, or I can put a card probably like right up here. But essentially I teach you how to color grade and work with this footage and convert it to Generation 4 color science. So it's like you're shooting with the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. You can basically match the new generation of cameras with this camera. That's the way B-roll works. And I absolutely think that's a game changer. So that's my minimalist filmmaking setup. I use this when I'm traveling and I'm on vacation for a long time, and I do feel like I want to experiment with capturing different types of footages and seeing how it works, but it is still an amazing camera. I do have some examples on this channel that you can check out, but this thing is powerful, and you can get it for like $500. Now it is discontinued, so you will have to probably buy it used, but if you can get a good quality version of this, it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. For $500, you're getting cinema quality. And it's actually, I think it was used in like a Batman film or something like that. I can't remember, but you can find the interview online on YouTube of a professional cinematographer who put these inside of a camera or inside of a car to shoot like a top-down angle of someone driving. And they were shooting with Aries, and they decided to go with this for the interior, and that just blows my mind. So again, I got the 2 lenses, the camera, and that's it. That's it. If you guys want to pick up my setup, the lenses, the bag, the SD cards, everything that I use for my minimalist filmmaking gear, you can click the link in the description. It will redirect you to the place that you need to go to purchase all of this stuff. Anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. And if you have any questions, comment down below. But to help grow the reach of this channel and to reach more people, you have to like, comment, and subscribe. It does tell YouTube this is a high performing channel. They want to put ads on it so they can make money, of course. But if you guys want to help, do those things. If not, I still love that you're here learning. So that's all for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.